up? Welcome back to Zenish. I am your host, your reader for today, Carly, and we are doing a Pick-A-Hermit reading in support of the eclipse happening this weekend. The eclipse that is happening on Saturday is in Virgo, and then 2 weeks from now we have an eclipse in Pisces, I believe. I will link astrologers who I really love and trust in the show notes below. This is not necessarily an astrology reading, it's just a supportive reading for eclipse season. If you're not following along on the podcast, which you can find on the YouTube channel where you find Apple Podcasts and Spotify, I really break down the energy of eclipse and Virgo season, and the Hermit. So the reason why this is a Pick-A-Hermit reading is because this initial eclipse is happening in Virgo, and because we're in Virgo season, and Virgo is represented in the major arcana by the Hermit. The intention for this reading is to connect with the wisdom of the Hermit. We are asking for what guidance and wisdom there is throughout this portal. When we're working with eclipse energy, it's very potent. It's an opportunity to really clean house and find clarity, basically. I'm not going to say too much more because I want to dive into each reading and break this down, and because I spend a lot of time breaking this down on other platforms. But I'm inviting everyone to take 3 deep breaths with me and to be very centered and grounded when we tap into these readings. And if it is not a moment for you to really receive the wisdom of each of these pulls, then maybe take pause, save this video, and come back to it when you can be very intentional about receiving what's happening here. That is my intention for you in this reading. So closing your eyes, taking a deep breath, maybe bringing a hand to the belly, a hand to the chest, and inhaling deeply. And exhaling. Inhaling deeply. And exhaling. And one more time. The intention of this reading is to be open and to receive the wisdom of the Hermit, and to connect with our angels, our ancestors, and our guides of the highest frequencies of light and love to be present as we receive this information. Pile number 1 is represented by the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, the Hermit. Pile number 2 is from my latest obsession, the Pulp Tarot, the Hermit. And then pile number 3 is from my Vision Quest tarot deck, the Hermit. In the show notes below, I'll have all of our upcoming events, and I will see you in your pile. Peace out. All right, pile number 1, we have our traditional Rider-Waite Hermit representation. And when I was tapping into this group, I felt that this was a very grounded, down-to-earth, fully embodied sensation of the Hermit. And to me, that speaks to this group being relatively settled in this energy, being direct, decisive, on your path, actively walking your path, being pretty in tune with where you are going and what needs to be done. The cards that are present in this group are the Moon, the Lovers, and the Two of Pentacles. So when the Moon comes up in a reading, there's a bit of illusion or something not being seen present. The Lovers typically represents partnership. It's the energy of Gemini and duality. And then we have the Two of Pentacles, which is earthly. It's resources. The Pentacles represents earth. And it's a card of balance. And it seems to me there's a lot of balance present in these cards. We have the pillars. We have two pillars. We have the wolves. We have the Lovers. We have the Two of Pentacles. So let's take a moment to tap in, really pay attention to the imagery and see what's coming up for you. I almost feel for this group, there's something unsettling, some kind of undercurrent that you feel and you're not exactly sure where it's coming from, where to pinpoint it. Something feels off and you can't, it's like an itch that you can't scratch is what I'm getting. It feels like a distraction. Maybe something that doesn't necessarily need attention and you're torn between addressing it or ignoring it, and there's a little bit of concern about both addressing it and ignoring it. If you address it, is it for nothing and just creating something out of nothing? And if you choose to ignore it, will it become something? I feel that in the midst of this group feels like it has a good routine going. You're really set. You're getting adequate amounts of rest. You're moving through life in a way that feels really good and really balanced. And you're aware of a little something happening and you are uncertain of what will happen if you address it. You don't want to get derailed. I'm feeling for this group taking time to meditate or have a reflective practice is really important. I'm also feeling like for some of you, there aren't the appropriate words or language to address what it is you're feeling at this time. So I see a writing practice being really helpful, or talking it out to yourself in your car, working it out to yourself out loud and kind of seeing where the language takes you and if it's something that even needs to be addressed. I feel like the message for this group is to stay on track, stay on task, but not become so hyper-focused on the day-to-day that you forget to be in communion with your soul, with your purpose, with your team, with God. Remembering the spiritual side, I feel, is really important in this group, and trusting the process, trusting the timing, trusting that everything works out as it needs to, and that by taking time for practices like this, you're not derailing. And I feel like for some of you too, having a practice isn't something that is at all on your radar. And the message for you is that there is time, because you have worked so hard to find this routine, to get into your flow. And the next step, now that you have this set up, is to carve out time for spiritual work, or even for your partner. I feel like for some people in this group, you've been so set on this productive routine, finding your flow, that maybe your partner or your other half is needing love or attention, and taking the time for that would be really helpful. Some of you maybe have been too focused and are needing that sense of balance, that Two of Pentacles energy, to be able to ride the waves. I almost feel like someone in your life is really needing support right now. And despite what you may believe, you have the energy to give to this other person. With a Lover's card here, it really feels like a partner, or even if it's not a romantic partner, like a best friend or someone who's really an integral part of your life. And I feel that they need a phone call just asking how they're doing. Very simply, how are you doing? And I feel like for a lot of you, there's someone that specifically pops up whenever I say that. My attention's being brought back to this itch that can't be scratched. Let's get a pull for that. It's like this nagging sensation. I feel like it's something that you're just not seeing. We have Justice. Let's clarify Justice. This is the energy of Libra, also in air signs. We have 2 air signs present. We have Pisces present with the Moon, and Virgo present with the Hermit. Let's get clarity on Justice. Strength. With Justice here, it makes me question if there's some kind of legal battle going on. With Strength card here, it's just a reminder that you're capable of moving through whatever this is. I feel like some of you have made a choice, maybe to leave a partner, to leave a job, something that was really stable. And in the energy of Eclipse, there are other things happening that are making you question if this was the right move. And I feel like with these cards present, it's an invitation to stay the course, to stick to what you know. Everything about this feels really stable. So whatever choice it is that you've made, I feel like this is a reminder to stick to it. There's a lot of major arcana energy here. The only minor arcana is the Two of Pentacles, which tells me that whatever is going on in this group is really, really big. I also feel like with Justice here, when it comes to the itch, that I don't think there's anything you need to do to investigate this suspicion further. With the Moon card here, I feel like in Eclipse energy, it's coming to the surface. And when it does, stay grounded. I feel like you won't be surprised by whatever this is, because I feel like you're already sensing it. Judgment. There's no hiding from this card. And if this is you, I feel like there's a select few here who maybe haven't been super transparent about something, whether it's out of shame or guilt, or let's see, I'm like feeling 7 of Swords, but I'm not seeing it here. Or maybe not talking about your feelings or expressing yourself adequately. Whatever this is will come to the surface. With Judgment card, whatever this is will be made manifest. So let's get some last minute advice, some words of wisdom to wrap up with this group. I see you just continue moving forward. I definitely feel a pull to have some kind of prayer practice, to reconnect or make it a point to connect with someone who's really important to you. I see this as a friend, a best friend, to kind of, if that has been neglected due to life, to reach out, because I think there's support necessary. This might even be for you, as whatever this is rises to the surface. And I'm getting, keep your friends close, keep your friends close, keep your friends close. To make time with this Two of Pentacles here, to make time for someone. There's someone who needs you to make time for them. and to trust the process. I'm getting to set intention is really important, to set intention. What do you, wherever this little bit of unrest is, it seems like a nagging sensation, something that you just can't shake. I'm feeling it's an intuitive nudge. Like maybe for some of you, it's a trip that you have planned on getting and you're feeling like you shouldn't go on it. Or I'm feeling something around a trip. Maybe a trip happened and you're concerned about something that happened on a trip coming to light, or someone went on a trip and you are concerned that something happened while they were on this trip. I'm feeling that I'm like really drawn to that right now. Let's pull a card around that. The Fool. Some of you are wanting a reset. I feel like whatever this is going to bring you to this point, to this Fool energy, which is just freedom, brand new, starting fresh, something coming to an end, beginning something new, carefree, releasing baggage. And I kind of feel like you already set yourself up to move forward very gracefully. There's a lot of grace in this group. I feel like you're very grounded in yourself and in your life, and whatever this thing is that's happening, this like undercurrent that's happening, you already know on a very deep subconscious level. And I feel like there will be a lot of freedom in whatever this is coming to the surface. And I feel like that will happen during eclipse season if it hasn't like just happened very recently. All right, pile number 1. Peace out. Pile number 2, I am so obsessed with this deck right now, so I'm very excited to read for you guys. So when I was sitting with this pile, it felt very like upper chakras. I almost feel like this is a more spiritual experience. I think that for some of you, maybe your senses are changing. You're feeling a little crazy because you're wondering if you're connecting with like other realms or other entities. You're worried that you're seeing things. Your dreams have been a little bit predictive or crazy. I really like this card. It gives Gandalf or Dumbledore. There's like a fantasy element to it. Going on an adventure, allowing yourself to fall down a rabbit hole. There's like a very fun and like the word that I'm getting is almost dizzying experience. You're kind of letting yourself be swept away in this magical existence. So we have King of Wands. I really like the salamander pictured on his back, seeing the fire in the background. What do we have in support of the King of Wands here? Ooh, Seven of Swords. Always a fun card. Strength. This came up in the last reading, and I was literally waiting for Seven of Swords to come up in the last reading. So this is very interesting. I don't know if there is drama happening around you. A sense of, I'm getting self-doubt. Let me get clarity on this King of Wands energy. This King of Wands. I'm feeling like this hurt. This is like feeling all very internal. Clarity on the King of Wands, please. The High Priestess, which is definitely giving internal. Five of Cups. Cups are always emotional. I'm just like feeling a deep, deep sense of sadness for this group. I'm wondering if there was a loss here. Like, I'm even wondering if there was a death here or a disappointment, and you're wondering why. And sometimes when the High Priestess comes up, it feels like, same thing with Two of Swords. It feels like it's not necessary for you to see the big picture right now. It's just to trust the information that's in front of you and to not get too wrapped up in trying to figure out the why, and to just be in whatever the moment is for you and working with the information that you have. Let's get clarity on the Seven of Swords. With the Strength here, especially her being such a vibe, I almost feel like this is a future version of you that's just here to remind you that you move through whatever this is. So let's see if we can get clarity on the Seven of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. Let's get one more. The Five of Pentacles, my goodness. The Pentacles are Earth. The Pentacles are our resources. And this is making me want to ask if you're honest with yourself about how you utilize your resources. I'm almost wondering too if there's something happening in your life that has to do with manipulation around money. Does this have to do with work? Like, are you being paid for the work that you're doing? Are you, I feel like for some of you, you're working so hard and you feel like there's never enough, like you should have enough. Everything about the numbers say that there should be enough, but for some reason it never feels like enough. It's making me wonder if you're recovering from a breakup or if there is someone in your life who is spending your resources. For some of you, I absolutely feel like it's you. like there's no structure to what is happening when the money comes in. And with the Seven of Swords here, it's like you need to get very clear and hold yourself accountable, and you can't hold yourself accountable if there isn't clarity. And I see you sitting down with a spreadsheet, a notebook, tracking every dollar, all of the accounts that you have, what's coming in, what's going out. Is everything that's going out completely necessary, or can you rein it in some ways? The Five of Pentacles, I really like. This came up in a reading for myself the other day, and it was about feeling lack, but recognizing that there are resources all around you, just learning how to utilize them appropriately. I've never seen Four of Pentacles depicted this way. It feels extremely chaotic and like a sense of holding on too tightly, and that's what I feel like your energy is, like this very chaotic, like his face is perfectly expressing that. Yeah, I'm curious about how this is feeling for you. It is something to do with resources, and I feel like whatever this is, it's not too far gone, but there's a call here to get very, very clear on finances. And with these cards present, with the King of Wands, with the High Priestess, the Five of Cups, although I do feel like there is some outside influence here, I feel like what this entire reading is calling you to do is to stop blaming or looking outside of yourself for a solution, that you need to sit down, get insanely honest with yourself, and like start diving in, which may seem extremely overwhelming. I'm feeling like some of you are already feeling overwhelmed, but it's step by step. Like, start by logging into all of your accounts. Start by calculating your income, then calculate your expenses and see where it takes you. I always think it's important to have a money friend, someone that you really trust, who seems to have their shit together, to have conversations with about finances. And I feel like this group, in the energy of the eclipse, is really being called to get clear about your finances. And I feel like if you do it right now, you're avoiding catastrophe in the near future. I feel like the cards are saying it's now, or like if you don't do this right now, there's no time to waste. You do it right now, you're good. Like, you have a plan moving forward. I feel like the invitation with this group is to get a plan together. Let's pull a card in support of strength. I feel like for this group, something happened, or something happened at work, or you've had enough, you're ready to make a change, and something definitely provoked this whole feeling. We have Two of Pentacles. I love this depiction of this card. Two of Pentacles is about balance. And I feel like you can have this with strength here. I feel like something I've been working on myself with everything in my life, because I started this journey with my finances at the very end of last year. And legitimately, with reading I Will Teach You to Be Rich and making a lot of changes and getting very transparent with my partner and sticking to the plan that I've made for myself and showing up every week. I have money dates. Every month I have a specific kind of money date. Every quarter I check in. Like, I've been very intentional, and I've noticed a huge difference. And even though Two of Pentacles is a minor arcana card, and we talk in Holding Space in our tarot classes about how the major arcana, so like the High Priestess, Strength, the Hermit, these are major arcana cards. They're big picture energies. They're huge moments in life, in our existence. And then the minor arcana, which is all of these cards, are moment to moment things that happen. And I feel like Two of Pentacles is a reminder that if you take the baby steps and you have balance, like hold yourself accountable, but also have grace for yourself. Cut back on your expenses, but also remember that money is here to be spent. Just be really intentional about how you choose to spend every dollar. That these things add up and make a difference in the long term. And when I started embarking on this journey, my mantra was, show me how it can be easy. Same thing with other projects I have going on in my life that I felt way underqualified for, had no business participating in. I would just remind myself in moments where I became overwhelmed, show me how it can be easy. And a lot of it's about taking bite-sized pieces, one little step at a time. And I feel like that is what the Two of Pentacles is here to remind you of. If anybody wants resources on getting started, I have so many. I have podcasts and books that I can absolutely recommend for you. So pile number 2, peace out. Pile number 3, I really love this deck and this depiction of this hermit. I feel like this is so cozy. When I sat down to meditate with this group, I felt it very much so in the heart. I'm feeling the sense of being ready for winter, ready to be holed up. I see you like wrapped up in a blanket, watching movies you really love. Very solitary energy right here. 8 of Earth, inner order. I think it's really cute that like each of the readings we're doing has a card carried over from the one before. So 8 of Earth, I love the pumpkins here. 4 of Water, abundance. I'm feeling a deep sense of satisfaction here and gratitude and not really needing too much. This group feels pretty grounded. I almost feel too like this group is waiting for a storm to pass. I feel very, very solitary energy, and it feels kind of lonely because when I zoom out and look at the outside circle of this group, there isn't a lot happening. Like, you've really chosen to remove yourself from a lot right now, and it feels very, very, very aligned. The word healing comes up, nurturing comes up. I feel like you're not letting a lot into your space, and that feels good. You feel healthy, you feel grounded, you feel there's like a deep knowing here. I see someone knocking on your door and you letting them in, being very conscious of who you let in, and whoever chooses to visit you is someone that you really appreciate and respect and trust. Everything about this feels good. I almost feel like if this isn't you in this moment, that the further we move into eclipse season, this is how it's going to feel for you. And I feel you preparing for a long winter like this. Maybe, I'm wondering if there's someone in this group who recently had like an operation, something medical go on, or that's going to happen, and you're preparing. Let's see, clarify 8 of Earth. Seven of Fire, endurance. Daughter of Air. 4 of Earth, security. This was in our last group too. This just feels so peaceful. So peaceful. There's such a knowing here that this is just a season that you're in, and you're really happy for the opportunity to get this reset. I see you receiving a lot. Blessings, it feels like downloads. Like really tapping in. I'm definitely getting this message of going outside and always keeping I'm hearing like keeping the door cracked open, like to not become too shut out. Whatever conflict is happening is going to dissipate. I feel like you know that. I also feel like with Daughter of Air here that you see chaos. With Daughter of Air here, I feel that you really are like rising above whatever this is, that you are like, I don't want to subscribe to whatever that is right now. And so I would rather just hermit it up, get really quiet, take care of myself. And when this passes, let's see, I'm like a card on the storm passing. Victory. I feel like you're playing your cards right, pile 3. This card keeps coming up too. You just have to move through eclipse season. Let's read about this small medicine wheel. An important lesson has been understood. Now something full of wonder will unfold. When a cycle has completed itself, your energy field expands to encompass new things. Now you will learn to be more attentive to what develops right from the start. thus gaining a higher perspective and consequently finding yourself less occupied with superficial things. Allow your consciousness to carry you into the dimension that wants to be explored as you cross the threshold. This is an excellent time to push your work forward successfully, but on a new basis. The power of the medicine wheel speaks to you from within. It helps you overcome obstacles and it supports you along the way. I really like to think of the small medicine wheel as a pivot card, and I'm feeling like at some point during this hermit season that you're having, you will feel inspiration on how to move forward. And I'm like hearing this clicking sound, like something locks into place and you're immediately ready to move out of hermit mode and start making things happen. But this period of integration, we'll call it, is very necessary, and rest and respite and reset is very necessary in order to be really connected with what it is that is needed from you moving forward. And that's the energy I feel. You're like, I can't be a part of this or that, like it doesn't feel right now, so I'm just gonna keep to myself, get quiet, stay grounded, nurture myself and my energy and the very small circle that I'm surrounded by. And when I feel the energy shift and like I have the stamina and momentum to move, I will. Mwah. Peace out, pile number 3.